Well, I can practice the first part, which is my name is Warren Kelley. This is my wife, Phyllis Kelley. This is our daughter, Jillian, and this is our daughter, Natalie.
What do you think about Columbia?
Think about Columbia. Well, at first, I think the idea of what brought us to Columbia is a great question. Phyllis used to work at the University of Maryland, where I work, and one day I saw this gorgeous young lady outside my window, and thought, wow, someday I hope to meet her. And to make a long story short, because this isn't about Columbia, but it sort of kind of connects us to bring us here, is I found myself in her company, and I wasn't going to let that opportunity go. And so that, long and short, led to a romance and eventually a proposal for marriage. Now, Phyllis lived here, and so I'll say what brought me here is I was trying to woo a lady.
I moved here in 1983. I took a position at a public accounting firm in Baltimore, and I just fell in love with Columbia, and I fell in love with the planned community aspect and all the principles that it was built upon, the diversity, economic, social, and it was just a beautiful place to live, and I found a sense of community here, and we found a place to raise our kids, and they had an awesome education, and we found community, especially here in our church, Christ United Methodist Church, in the Owen Brown Village Center. And how do you feel about your experience in Columbia?
I think the education system really helped me get through school, and the community and diversity was also a great experience.
Matt?
Similar experience to Jillian.
And, what I found, I didn't know much about Columbia. Like I said, I was trying to gain a lady, a great lady. But what I saw about Columbia once I got here, was diversity. If you live other places, and I've lived enough of other places, that when you get here and you look around, you just see a place that feels different. The plan part of it, is okay, but the diversity of the people here is just incredible. And, frankly, as a black man, and, marrying a white woman, I think the idea of being an interracial couple in a community that embraced diversity in the way this place did, particularly when you go back 25 years, was remarkable. That, for me, was a real reason to want to live in this community.
What do you see for the future of Columbia?
Well, Mr. Rouse's idea was a wonderful idea, and it certainly started out with the idealism and the politics of the time that he formed it. I think there's a legacy here that many who still live here believe in very strongly. But of course, the economic forces, socioeconomic forces that create communities that are less diverse continues to move here. We live in Clarksville, in River Hill, which is a wonderful community. We've enjoyed being there. But the truth is that looks different than East Columbia. And so I think, on the one hand, the legacy of Columbia, I think, is fairly strong and resilient and can continue. But as generations change and people move in, I think we have to watch out for it becoming basically like every place else.
Girls, what do you want for the future of Columbia?
I hope it can stay as strong and diverse. The planned community continues well. I guess it's a great community to be a part of.
Do you think you might want to live here after you're done with school?
I would want to live here. Like I said, I fit in as a interracial child. It's a nice community to accept me, and it feels like home.
Columbia hasn't been perfect. I think back 25 years or so ago, one of my first experiences here, I found, I was at the traffic light on 108 in Clarksville, 108 and Old 32, and there was the Ku Klux Klan standing on the corner handing out flyers. But I think it continues to improve, and it's still not perfect, but I'd like to see. I can't imagine anywhere else in the world that I would rather be right now than this community.
Natalie, you coming back? You haven't gone yet, but are you coming back?
I think that growing up in Columbia was a great experience, and I think that that's definitely somewhere that I would see a future if I were to have a family. I think that a place like Columbia is very ideal for growing a family.
What would you like to see changed?
That's a good answer.
That's a good question.
That's a good
Well, what
question.
about all of the construction, these office buildings and traffic problems and any concern? Good, bad?
I don't know. I guess that a lot of the construction hasn't opened yet. I'm kind of concerned, I guess, about traffic. And there have been talk about construction near our home, and
Near our high school, and there's already so much traffic there. But building more developments right next to a high school, I'm not sure.
we just haven't seen it play out yet. But I think we'll have to reassess in a couple of years.
It seems like Columbia is getting more business friendly, and as opposed to community friendly.
Good, bad?
I prefer the community friendly.